Alrighty. Good day, everybody. So, welcome to our Friday lunchtime presentation. I am empty at the studio this afternoon as everyone prepares for our Durban encounter. So a lot of people, wealth engineers, are traveling today down to Durban. We've got a few people watching online. Welcome nonetheless. Our intro presentations happen regardless of circumstance. So I'm going to be spending about 45 minutes with you as we go through our business presentation. We're going to speak a little bit about the background of DuePoint, how it formed, but more importantly, we're going to be discussing the opportunity and the benefit for our guests today. All right, so let's begin. As you can see, we're a division of a company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. Constantia is a registered insurance company in South Africa. We've been successfully operating in the insurance space in South Africa since 1952, so for nearly 7 decades. You might not be familiar with the name because typically Constantia has never dealt with consumers in the past. They've only always dealt with other financial service providers. But for the first time through this division called DuePoint, are we now directing our efforts at the public, to the consumer. The FSP number that we operate under is that one that you see up on screen behind me, 31111. You will be able to find all our FSP licenses on our website. So go take a look at those. We've got a long and short-term insurance license. We've got an investment license. We've got our FSP license. And we've also got accreditation with the direct marketing and the direct selling associations. We take credibility very seriously here at DuePoint. And we understand that trust is a fundamental pillar in creating any collaboration and partnership. And that's really what this presentation is all about. It is about proposing a collaboration to the benefit of not only ourselves, but to you too. The senior staff here at DuePoint are these people that you see up on screen. The first 3 individuals on the far left are registered chartered accountants in South Africa. Mr. Brendan Benfield is our senior executive. He heads up this division. He's got a lot of experience in financial services. He was the COO of Prime Meridian Direct, which is one of the biggest short-term insurers in the country, and they're only about 10 years old already. Brendan moved across from there to here, so we've got some very fine financial pedigree in Mr. Benfield. Then Tim and Stacey, they look after the other requirements in our business with regards to accounting, auditing, a lot of the regulatory aspects that we have to abide by. Myself and Jane are the 2 non-accountants. Jane is very experienced in referral, network marketing, direct sales. She cut her teeth in that industry in the UK, so she's been in South Africa for about 10 years, but her experience is vital to our business. Because even though we're an insurance company, our success is very much predicated on our ability to work in the network marketing space. And so Jane's role here is very important to us. And then myself, I've been working in advertising for almost 25 years, maybe a bit more than 25 years. I ran my own digital agency for about 15 of those years before I then exited that business and joined the team here at DuePoint. So that's our senior staff. We've got our client service staff, admin staff, but the mandate of staff of DuePoint every day is to figure out how we can support people in this business better. Because what we want to do in this business is see the people that decide to collaborate with us, to join forces with. We want to see them being effective at what they're doing. We want to see them, more importantly, being profitable. And ultimately, we want to see people in this business just happier with a new set of circumstances that DuePoint offers. Very quickly, we discuss this personal finance circumstance that a lot of South Africans find themselves in, because that's really how this division, DuePoint, was born. So we don't labor too much on this. Suffice to say that most South Africans are experiencing a lot of financial pain. The prospects do not look good in the next few months. I don't think, on a general level, things are going to improve for South Africans. And what our business is about creating opportunity to change that circumstance. Because if you turn a blind eye to it, I think it comes to a head when you get to retirement. The figures that we get show about 90% of South Africans can't afford retirement. And even to quote a more dismal statistic, 50% of South Africans can't afford to die, right? Whether you need permission to die or not. But the circumstance that South Africans find themselves in at the moment are fairly dire. And out of all of this negativity, out of the circumstance, Constantia saw the opportunity to launch this division called DuePoint to give South Africans the opportunity to change their lives from a personal finance point of view. And so we launched the DuePoint system 2.5 years ago, so in February 2016, DuePoint was launched with a number of aspirations, not only for the business, for ourselves, but for the people that join us in the business. And that aspiration is to create wealth. That is the number one goal here at DuePoint, to create wealth. But what is required around creating wealth is not just about creating income, it's about the nature of the income that we produce. It's also about creating this mind shift that people have to realize that they need to leverage the income that they produce to get rid of debt as quickly as possible. Debt is a crippling factor when it comes to personal finance, and I'll illustrate that to you a little later in the presentation. But if you can get rid of your debt, you can then only start focusing on wealth creation. And if you can achieve those two things, your circumstance will certainly be a much happier place. And that is the aspirations we have for people in this business. How does this work? Well, as guests, you have the opportunity to join this business called DuePoint. Once you join us, we refer to you as a wealth engineer. And as a wealth engineer, you have a single task in building what we call a channel of distribution. And I'll show you what one of these look like, but it is basically you going out and connecting people to DuePoint. All you're going to be doing is telling people about the business opportunity. And if you're successful in that process, if you can just connect people to DuePoint successfully, who become wealth engineers and product owners, that success leads to a host of benefits, primarily being that you get to create an additional income stream for yourself. What's more important than the income stream is the nature of the income stream. So I said to you that we were very much focused on wealth creation, and the income reflects that, because you're not generating income here at DuePoint based purely on activity. What you're doing is your activity is building an asset here at DuePoint, and that's that channel of distribution. And the asset is what creates the income for you every month. So we call it recurring income. People generally will discuss things like passive income or annuity income. It's all the same thing. It's your ability to rid yourself of time constraint to generate income, right? And that's really where wealth lies. You have the opportunity to leverage the power of duplication here at DuePoint. It's your opportunity to build a team around you that will help you build an effective, sustainable, and large channel of distribution here. So again, not solely does the ability to build a channel of distribution fall only on your shoulders, but you can get a team to assist you towards your success here at DuePoint. Our business is flexi-time. All that means is that you can build this business anytime, anywhere in the country. The technology that we've imposed here at DuePoint to your benefit allows you to build your channel of distribution anywhere in the country, any time of the day, right? There is no startup capital. We have designed this business to have a very low barrier to entry. So you're free to consider this opportunity with absolutely no fear of any risk involved, right? We have designed this business to have a very low risk to you. It means that this business opportunity really becomes accessible to as many South Africans as possible, because at the same time, we have no qualifications or experience requirements here at DuePoint. You get to build an asset here at DuePoint. So I've touched on this already. Building an asset, this channel of distribution, is actually treated as an asset, but you have legal tender over it. So that means you have ownership over your channel of distribution. It means you can sell your channel of distribution one day. It means when you get to retirement, when your active income ends, right, which most South Africans can't afford, your channel of distribution here at DuePoint will carry on paying you through your 60s, through your 70s, through your 80s, and eventually when you die, just like any other asset that hopefully you own, it doesn't disappear. You get to seed the value of that asset to your beneficiaries, and you will stand out amongst the crowd, because many people will not be passing value or wealth onto the next generation. They'll be probably passing on debt. All right? And so you should be happy to be sacrificing time into this business, because you know you're building an asset that you have ownership over. There's absolutely no selling involved in our business. So if you go read our code of conduct, you will see there it explicitly states that you may not promote, publish, market, or sell any of our products. That's a good thing. That's what I'm mandated with, right? You don't have to worry about our products whatsoever. All you're going to be doing is connecting people to DuePoint, and that's when DuePoint takes over. DuePoint will tell people about our products, about the business opportunity, about the background of the business, right? Your only job is to go out and find people that are interested in a business opportunity that creates recurring income. But at the same time, the nature of our products mean that we don't have stock and distribution issues, because we have these intangible financial products, right? There are no boxes of product that anyone needs to order here at DuePoint. And so we make this business as convenient as possible. But your success is certainly dependent on your ability to build this channel of distribution. So I said I was going to show you what one looks like. It begins with you. You become a wealth engineer and a product owner here at DuePoint, and now you're tasked with building this channel of distribution. And how do we do that? As I mentioned, you go out and tell people about the business opportunity. And a percentage of the people that you tell will be interested in becoming wealth engineers. And the ones that do become wealth engineers and product owners here at DuePoint, well, that's the beginning of your channel of distribution. That is your first steps to this journey of success here at DuePoint, your ability to make a recurring income. And this is where the power duplication takes place, because the 5 people in this example that became wealth engineers because of you are going to go out and start building their own channels. In turn, what they're doing is they're building your channel with you. And this is where the collaboration takes place. You have to be discerning at this point in time. You've got to make sure that you are bringing strong, resourceful people into your business so that you can build a strong, sustainable channel. Because over time, what you want to do is you want to have a channel that doesn't need nursing constantly, where you can step back from it and know that you've got an asset that is now creating this income for you that doesn't require your active involvement all the time. And that'll happen over maybe 5, 6, 7 years of your involvement. But it's certainly something that you want to work towards. But it begins at the early stages of you bringing in strong, resourceful people. My warning to everyone watching this presentation is we are like any other entrepreneurial opportunity. It requires hard work. There is no way around it. There is no shortcut to success or wealth. It does not exist. Anyone that purports that it is, beware. Beware those businesses. Here at DuePoint, we're an authentic entrepreneurial opportunity that we're extending to members of the public so that they can change their circumstance for the better. Right? And so my warning to you is if you want to make DuePoint a success for yourself, be prepared to strategize, to plan, and to commit to this business, and to keep yourself accountable to being actively engaged in this business constantly. This business has to become a part of your life. It cannot be treated as a hobby. There cannot be hope that it's just going to happen on its own. You can't hope that you're going to bring a superstar into the business and they're going to do all the work for you. It comes down to you and your priorities. All right, so on to our financial products. We've got 4 products here at DuePoint. You are free to consider any one of the 4. You can even take out more than one product here at DuePoint. It is a personal decision that you get to make. Our first product is called Access Wealth. Access Wealth is our investment product. It starts at 324 Rand a month, of which 100 Rand will be invested into a tax-free investment fund in your name, and that is an actively managed fund. On top of the investment, you actually get a little bit of insurance with this investment product to the value of 120,000 Rands worth of personal accident death cover. So if you have this investment in place and you're killed in any form of accident, we'll pay out your beneficiaries 120,000 Rand. And you have got full access to this investment. There is no notice period on this investment, so you can draw those funds out at any stage. So that is our investment product, Access Wealth. The second product is strictly insurance. It's called Wealth Guard, and Wealth Guard is our personal accident death cover product. It is 249 Rand a month, but this time you get 1 million Rands worth of personal accident death cover. And the beauty of our personal accident death cover product is that it is accessible to everybody over the age of 18. So we don't discriminate against your health status or your age. Regardless of those 2 items, the premium remains the same for everybody. You can be 70 years old, you can be diabetic, the premium doesn't go up. It stays at 249 and you get the full 1 million Rand worth of cover. Then our third product is our Family Wealth product. This is our new funeral cover product. So it's about, I think, 2-3 months old. Very innovative product that we've developed. It starts at 299 Rand. You get 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover that covers up to 5 family members. You also get 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. So upon your death, if you owe anyone money, we'll cover up to 10,000 Rands worth of that debt. And you can bump this cover up to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. And again, with this product is we don't discriminate against any pre-existing conditions, because anyone can take out this product at any age. So that is our funeral cover product. And then lastly, we have Wealth Points. Wealth Points is designed to lower your cost of living expenses every month. So if you think about all the money that you spend every month, typically, periodically, what we've done is we've gone to a host of these partners that we've partnered with, and we've negotiated discounts with them on behalf of our Wealth Points members so that you get to enjoy the services or the discounts that these companies offer, right? The aim here is to reduce your cost of living every single month. And so what we've done is we've approached companies to try cover that broad spectrum of cost of living. So we've got data partners because we know people spend a lot of money on data, right? And probably going to be spending even more money on data going forward. We've got car manufacturers. We've got Shoprite Checkers, the biggest grocery store chain in the country. We've got other online retailers, right? And we are adding to this product all the time. So if you're looking for immediate benefit, Wealth Points is a wonderful product to take up. So those are our 4 products. If you need more information, go to our website and you will find in-depth reviews on our products as well as all the factual information, but they are straightforward products for you to consider. What separates us from other insurance companies? Well, basically it is our decision to change the marketing model that we've adopted here at DuePoint. We've decided not to use traditional marketing methods, so we don't spend a cent on marketing here at DuePoint, whereas other insurance companies take a large portion of their budgets and spend it on marketing and advertising. But what we do is we still take that portion of our budget, but instead of spending it with the likes of SABC, DSTV, the Star newspapers, all these media outlets, what we've decided is we take that portion of our budget and we give it to our wealth engineers for the work that they do in successfully building their channels, i.e. in helping us build our business here at DuePoint, right? And so we don't spend the billions that the insurance industry typically spends on marketing. That portion of our budget gets attributed to our 2 programs, the returns and the rewards program, and those are the 2 programs that you get to benefit from here at DuePoint. The primary program is our returns program. This is the money that you get to make every single month, right? And it works like this. We pay out a base return fee of R27.50 for every single product that you have in your channel. So remember the slide with your entire channel, or what your channel could look like. Imagine earning off of every single product owner that you saw on that slide, right? It basically works like that. But it's dependent on where the product lies in relation to you. So the people that you introduce to DuePoint will always fall on your first point. And on your first point, you can see that you earn 55 Rand. We pay you double the 27.50 Rand for every product owner on your first point. On your second point, so that's when those people that you introduce to DuePoint go out and connect other product owners to DuePoint. That product lies on point 2, and on point 2, again, you earn 55 Rand for every product. And as your channel starts to grow and grow and grow, in this example, it's grown all the way out to point 8, you see the multiplier drop steadily from 200% down to 4% at point 8. But we don't limit you at point 8, right? We have got many wealth engineers that have built channels way beyond point 8, right? We don't limit them to that, because from point 8 onwards, you can carry on earning that 4% of the 27.50 Rand. There's no limitation to the size of your channel at DuePoint. There is no limitation to how much money you can earn at DuePoint. I'll always say, till the cows come home, you'll hear me saying, it is about time and numbers. You cannot manipulate time, so don't worry about the time. Let time run its course. What you do have to worry about is the numbers. How many people do you need to speak to? And with time, and with the power duplication, your channel will develop and flourish, right? So this is the mechanics of the returns. Fairly straightforward, but nonetheless, people still want to know, well, how soon am I going to be wealthy, or how soon am I going to be earning a certain amount of money? So what we did was we built this 5-year projection, right? But it is based on an assumption of activity. So the assumption is in your first month, you can connect 3 people into your first point. Not the original 5 that we looked at before, just 3 in your first month, and then 2 people every consecutive month after that. So 3 in September, 2 in October, 2 in November, 2 in December, and like that into perpetuity. And if you can follow that activity, you can expect to earn these numbers. So you should be earning about 2,500 Rand after 6 months of doing that. And this is a beautiful opportunity to illustrate the power of getting rid of your debt as quickly as possible. Because as consumers, right, we all think like consumers. We give money its spending value, which it has, but spending value is very finite. When you are focused on wealth, well then a figure like 2,500 Rand a month doesn't have to be a finite number because you're not spending it. Someone focused on investing and creating wealth will realize that the 2,500 Rand can have more value than the 2,500 Rand, right? And so this is the illustration. Here we have someone with R1 million worth of debt. They found a house that they financed. The bank decided to give them a loan. We call it a bond. The bond term in this example is 20 years. The interest rate is prime plus 2. And if you look at that, you're going to be paying back the bank about 11,500 Rand a month for 20 years, right? So we all appreciate how a bond works. But you don't want to take 20 years to pay off your bond, right? You want to get rid of your debt as quickly as possible. You join DuePoint. 6 months later, you're earning 2,500 Rand, and you take the 2,500 Rand. Instead of spending it, you decide to put it into your debt. You put an additional payment into your bond, right? What is the net effect of that? What is the value of that 2,500 Rand now? Well, the value of the 2,500 Rand suddenly increases because it will allow you to pay that bond off, not in 20 years, but in 11 and a half years. And it saves you nearly 900,000 Rand in interest payments that you would have made to the bank. And that is the power of getting rid of your debt as quickly as possible. It has the same effect as investing money, right? Get rid of your debt. At month 12, you're earning in excess of 100,000 Rand in annual recurring income. Imagine giving yourself a 100,000 Rand bonus every single year on top of your active income that you're generating. After 24 months, you're close to 30,000 Rand. After 36 months, you're close to 50,000 Rand. After 48 months, you're close to 70,000 Rand. And after a short 5 years, after a short 60 months, you're close to 85,000 Rand a month. That's equivalent of 1 million Rand in annual recurring income that you could have generated for yourself. Now you can argue with me and say, well, this is just an academic example. It's theoretical. And I'll agree with you 100%. But what we do every single month is we bring up people, wealth engineers, that have journeyed with DuePoint, that have experienced what it's like to be a wealth engineer at DuePoint. And we can look at their experience and go, okay, this is a more realistic kind of view of what I can expect here at DuePoint. But everybody is different. So you can go onto our YouTube channel and you'll see all the wealth engineers that we've interviewed. So go take a look at that. There must be 100 wealth engineers that we've interviewed over the last 2 years. But this month, we've invited a new batch of wealth engineers up onto stage. So the first lady is Sandra Masiteng. She joined us 2 years ago. And we don't only bring the superstars up, right? We try to give a very realistic spectrum of what you can expect here at DuePoint. So Sandra joined us 2 years ago. She had great success in the beginning. She spent a year with us. In all honesty, she's earned in total just over 21,000 Rand. She's got nearly 400 product owners in her channel. But then after having spent a year with us, she disappeared. So she became completely inactive as a wealth engineer. And while she was away, because she developed an asset that pays out the income, right? It's not based off her activity solely. It's the asset that is paying out the income. Her asset was still in existence. She still earned for an entire year 5,600 Rand while she was absent, right? And that is the power of building an asset in a business instead of just engaging in active income that only pays you for the activity month to month, and you've got to start at zero every single month. Then we've got Casper and Madeleine, also joined over 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. They are rank 5. Casper's current channel value is sitting at just over 7,000 Rand a month. We've paid him nearly 50,000 Rand in total. He's got over 500 product owners in his channel, and his channel is already 13 points wide. All right, so a very big channel, and he's actually got a lot more potential in his channel that he needs to derive out of that, and he's got a similar story. He came into DuePoint, he had a little bit of success in the beginning. He was very good in bringing some very effective, strong people onto his first point that have helped him build his channel to the size it is now, and then he disappeared for a while, and he still carried on earning. But he's come back and he's had renewed energy in this business, and he's jumped from rank 2 to rank 5 in the space of 3-4 months. Right, so he suddenly got renewed belief in the business, renewed energy, and he's realized that this business, there is a lot of value still to be had in this business. So we're very glad to see Casper back and engaged. Then we've got Lynette. Lynette has been engaged 100% from day one. So this lady is testament to endurance because it's not always this linear climb to success in any business. And DuePoint's not unlike that. So her channel value is sitting at 16,000 Rand a month. She's got 19 points in her business. She's qualified 6 of those. She's nearly got 2,000 product owners in her business. So there's massive value that she still has to derive out of DuePoint. We've paid her nearly 140,000 Rand to date. And if you go listen to her testimony, you will understand why I say this lady is testament to endurance. Because she did as much as she could in the first 2 years, and her business didn't move too much. In 2017, it was very static for whatever reason. But then suddenly in 2018, right, for whatever reason, because she kept pushing, suddenly her business exploded. And she went from rank 3 to rank 7 in the last few months, right? She's knocking on rank 8's door. I think she'll be rank 8. Her income will go up, and rank 9 probably before we go on our Mauritius conference, which she'll be joining us for. So go look at the testimonies. We've got thousands of people joining us every single month, and everybody is different. Even though the system is exactly the same for everybody, everyone is different, right? Everyone is running their own race for whatever reason. But you are at liberty to decide what you want out of this business. We do not dictate to wealth engineers individually what they can take out of this business. Our table is full. All you need to do is come up and decide what you want off the table of DuePoint. It is up to you. But the decision is not strictly what you want out of this business. Because that is a fleeting decision. That is a decision you can make in 2 seconds. What do you want? That's an easy decision. For me, practically, realistically, the decision is, how do I fit DuePoint into my life? Like I said, not like a hobby, not like a New Year's resolution, but how do I permanently and with all the accountability fit this business into my life that can potentially change my life? Because that's what we're talking about. We are talking about life-changing impact that DuePoint can create for its wealth engineers. Getting started is very simple. Jump onto our website, click on that big blue apply button. Literally takes 5 or 6 minutes to become a wealth engineer. But now you are tasked with applying yourself to the business. So go read the code of conduct, right? More importantly, read what you may not do as a wealth engineer. That's very important. Go watch our training. So if you jump onto our YouTube channel or the tools in the mobile app that we have for our devices, go take a look at all the videos there. There's a lot of wealth of knowledge in the videos and the trainings that we've done over the last 2 years. Go look at that. Immerse yourself in it. Set goals for yourself. Because the only way you can prepare a plan to get to success is if you have a goal. You have to define what that goal is. Put a deadline on it. Then prepare the plan. Understand what your strategy is to reach that goal. But it always comes down to a single metric here at DuePoint, and that is, how many people are you speaking to every month? No other number matters. It doesn't matter how many people say yes to you. It doesn't matter how many people say no to you. You cannot control that. The number you worry about is how many people are you speaking to every month, and keep yourself accountable to that number. Join our Facebook. Oh, nearly forgot about it. Merchandise. The merchandise is so important. This is not a profit center for us. The merchandise has been purposely designed to make you more effective at connecting people. I come from a background of advertising, and I appreciate the value of credibility and trust. And we create credibility and trust through a host of things. We call it branding, right? Branding is exactly that. It's creating trust in a consumer's mind. The merchandise will do that for you. Because if you sit down in front of someone with the business cards, a DuePoint pen, and notepad, they immediately trust you a little more because they can see that you have belief in the business that you are a proponent of, right? So please consider getting merchandise. We can send it anywhere in the country. For me, foremost is business cards. You have to have the business cards. So order the business cards. You get 500 beautiful business cards. They are a business tool for you that you cannot go without. Join our Facebook page. So the Facebook page is extremely active, always producing content there, whether it's motivational, informative. Make sure that you are on there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like I said, all our videos, our training sits on the YouTube channel, the testimonies. I think we have about 500 videos already on there. But more importantly, it's the platform that we use to broadcast this presentation out to the entire country 8 times a week live. Those are 8 opportunities for you to be able to build your channel in any town in South Africa. All you have to do is send someone a link, phone them and say, I've sent you a link, watch the link, I'll call you afterwards. It is as simple as that. Just press play, right? And that's why YouTube is so powerful. So make sure you subscribe to it. Once you become a wealth engineer, make sure you've downloaded the mobile app for Android and Apple devices. It is your business in the palm of your hand. That's why I say on that benefit slide, I said our business is flexible. It's a flexi-time business because that mobile app allows you to do your business regardless of where you are or what time of the day it is. Then on to our rewards program. So the rewards program is very exciting. You can already see, very shiny. We've got palm trees and beaches, sand, good weather. It is the cherry on top here at DuePoint. It is not as important as creating that monthly recurring income, but wow, it is certainly very motivating to understand what rewards we have in store for our successful wealth engineers. So how does this work? As a brand new wealth engineer, so if you go from guest to wealth engineer today, you will start out as a rank 0 wealth engineer, but very quickly you can get to rank 1 because all you need is 1,000 XP. You need 4 products in your qualified channel. How do you earn XP? We give our wealth engineers XP for everything that they do wealth engineer related. So if you come to intro presentations or you're watching on the live stream, you get XP. If you have guests with you get even more XP. If you look at your mobile app once a day, you get XP, right? So there are about 20 different things that earn you XP. Getting 1,000 XP literally takes about 20 seconds. And when you meet those 2 criteria, you will become a rank 1 wealth engineer, and we give you an extra 55 Rand reward at the end of the month, right? Humble beginnings, but sincerely. And more importantly, what you've just proven to yourself is that you can get to any rank here at DuePoint. Because at rank 1, you're doing exactly the same thing as the people that are at rank 20. All you're doing is keeping yourself accountable to speaking to a certain number of people every single month. There's no difference. The only thing that separates you from rank 20 is time, right? And that's where the endurance comes in. And as you start to rank up, right, the more XP you develop, the greater your channel size becomes, there are bigger rewards waiting for you. There are 20,000 Rand checks and 50,000 Rand checks. There are tools that we give our wealth engineers to help them be more effective in connecting people. At rank 7, we give our rank 7 wealth engineers these luxurious business cards because they cost us 12,500 Rand for one set of tailored business cards in your name. They are gilded in gold on the edges. They're 4 times thicker than any other business card. The logo is emblazoned in gold. There's no ink on these business cards. These are tools to help you connect more successfully because our business relies very much on first impressions. When you go out and connect somebody, they typically haven't heard of DuePoint, right? Because we haven't done any marketing. And so it's your job to create a great first impression. And having 12,500 Rand business cards is going to do just that for you. Then at rank 9, we take our rank 9 wealth engineers and their families to our international conference. Not once, but every single year for the rest of their lives. And it's your whole family. We fly business class to a 5-star luxury resort. We spend 7 days there, all expenses paid trip, so you can forget your wallet at home. Just bring your passport and your Speedo or your bikini. That's all you need to enjoy this international conference every single year. So take a look at the video. This is some documented evidence of our last rank 9 trip, which was at the Western Turtle Bay. Go look that up if you want to see what we define luxuriousness as. And this is available for every single guest watching the presentation and every single wealth engineer. This is available to you.
When all of your wind has gone and all of the paths you've drawn have sunk to the ocean sound where no one can see. You stand, don't let the dark embrace, cower the dreams you chase under the rust and blood. Don't let yourself give up.
So I said that's available to everybody with a little bit of activity consistently over a few years. You could be taking your family to that conference every single year, right? And you get to dictate how quickly you want to get to rank 9. We don't dictate that to you. It is your decision that you get to make. And then 2 ranks later, we spend R250,000 on a brand new car for our wealth engineers. We are earnest when we say we want to get you to the status of being debt-free. And so if we can take you and your family overseas every single year, and we can ensure that you're driving around in a car that has 0 debit order at the end of the month, well, certainly you're going to be achieving that status of wealthy sooner rather than later. Then a reminder, tomorrow, Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, we have a development seminar called the 3 Golden Steps to Success. I think in the last week we've been promoting a dev seminar called Fundamentals. It's actually the same presentation, just with a different title. So the accountants thought it was still Fundamentals. So we blame the accountants for the typo. But the dev seminar is in actual fact called 3 Golden Steps to Success. And this is really a fundamental dev seminar. It plays part of one of our basic series development seminars, and for any new wealth engineer, so anyone who becomes a brand new wealth engineer or anyone that is fairly new in the business really needs to understand this development seminar back to front, because we really go over fundamental basics in this business that everybody should be getting right? So make sure that you tune in tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock or come join us here at head office. And then very excitedly, as you can see, tomorrow we have our first encounter, which is held in Durban. So Brendan and some of the team will be heading down to KZN to go give a business seminar on DuePoint. It starts at 12 o'clock. So today is really your final opportunity to register for that event. Bring as many guests as you can, because it is a wonderful opportunity to start building your channel in KZN. And having Brendan there with everybody in KZN is going to certainly amplify that opportunity for a lot of people, because really what this business seminar is all about, what this encounter is all about, is it's a belief building exercise. Everybody in South Africa has necessity, and out of necessity needs to come this activity, and the activity can only be sustained if there's belief. You have to have belief in this business, belief in yourself, that you can change your circumstance. And that's what really Brendan's going to be focusing on, and that's your opportunity to build a channel down in KZN tomorrow. So that'll happen after the 9 a.m. Dev seminar. Then we've got the intro presentation tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., followed by the launch workshop that I'll be doing after the intro presentation. And then at 12 o'clock, our Durban encounter begins. So we are done. I end with an invitation to our guests to come join us here at DuePoint. An invitation to take control over your income, to change your circumstance. It is going to be a long-term journey. We will make it as exciting as possible, and we will support you every single step of the way. So come join a company where there is so little risk that even the skeptics can come and try the business for 30 days, for 60 days, to see what impact we can have on wealth creation in their lives. I hope no one has written off the rest of the year. We are near the end of 2018, but there are still 3 months left of opportunity to make sure that in December, you're wealthier than you were last December. So don't write the year off. Come join us at DuePoint and have impact on your life. Thank you and good luck.